Well, I'm done with the Tinsworthy beard, and I mean I'm done with the Tinsworthy beard, but I haven't had time to get it taken off yet. It is Monday morning, and the low that comes after a show hasn't happened. Of course, there could be other factors for that, but there's a few reasons. One is we haven't had the cast party. It's going to be a week from today. So in that way, the group of people that has assembled for this production has not disbanded yet. Number two is I have my next show at the same playhouse with a few of the same people already cast. And I'm already very familiar with the show because it's one of the most famous movies of all time turned into a stage show. And one of my favorite movies because I feel that every detail fits into the story. And then the third reason that we're still, is I'm cast for a second show, which is in May, and maybe a third show, which is in May. So I don't think it's very common that I have a show cast, a future show cast when I'm still in the current show. Usually there's a period of when I don't have a show, a dead period. But this time I have two shows already cast. Two shows that I'm already cast in before this show ended. So that's different. It's quite different. The shows that I have been cast in are going to continue to get in the way of my commercial ventures. But it's a decision, and I'm not unhappy with the decision at this point. Alright, let's see what's on the radio. Aw, Peter Cetera. So Peter Cetera was on the radio that I listened to a lot in 1983 through 1985. Is my guess. He did a duet with Amy Grant, who was my favorite at the time. And she was just dipping her toe into secular popularity. And of course, I was a Christian dipping my toe into adulthood. Well, not even a whole toe. I was dipping the tip of my toe into adulthood because I was in high school. And she did a duet with him, The Next Time I Fall in Love. It will be with you. And it's an interesting choice. She was married, I think, and she was saying the next time I fall in love. And the ideal, which I would say is the Christian combined with Disney, that there's one love in your lifetime and you're with them forever. Well, the next time you fall in love, in that situation, you're not with them forever. She's not with them forever, and she ended up not being with him forever. And so that was her venture into secular music. And his voice is really identifiable. I like his voice. I always wonder how these pop male singers sing so high, because being in chorus my whole life, or choirs, gospel choir after chorus, I don't know too many men who can sing that high or even close to that high. Most men are baritones, but there are always a few men who sing really high in every group, and I guess they have a better shot at pop stardom than the ones that don't. So Peter Cetera replaced the lead singer of Chicago, and I really liked that lead singer. I don't know much about Chicago. I don't know that gentleman's name. I don't know if he's still singing. I don't know if why he was replaced. I don't know anything about Peter Cetera. I kind of know what he looks like, but he sounds good. Chicago had a good run when I was in high school, and they were already established with the other singer before that, and they're known for having a brass section, trumpets. So by the time I came along, being aware of what instrumentation was in pop music, people weren't using trumpets and clarinets and flutes anymore, really. They were using synthesized sounds. But Chicago continued to use a real horn section. And even though I was a music major, and even though I'm a singer, and even though I listen to music all the time and sing music all the time, I like the sound that real instruments make, but I like the sounds that synthesized instruments make too. And surprisingly, I don't care if I'm listening to a radio station and it's got a little static. I don't care if I'm listening to a tiny transistor radio. I don't care if I'm listening to the best sound system that I've ever heard. I really can't tell much difference. I'm listening to the notes, I'm listening to how long they hold the note, which notes are louder, which ones have a pure tone, who's using what kind of vibrato. I don't know how to reconcile that thought with not being interested in audio sound quality, but it's just true. And consequently, live music is awesome, but for me, recorded music is awesome. I remember when we did Paint Your Wagon with a musical director I've worked with a few times. I guess we did it to tracks, pre-recorded tracks, I guess, or did we do it to piano? I don't even remember. But then they brought in the orchestra, small orchestra, small band, whatever, and suddenly we had those live sounds, and it was just amazingly wonderful, different for about 10 minutes, and then I got used to it, and it's all good. I like the music for Paint Your Wagon, so I liked the music for Paint Your Wagon, no matter who was playing it. Paint Your Wagon was one that I got to do again. So one was volunteer, one was paid. The casts were immensely different. One was called a staged reading. It was not a staged reading, it was a full-blown production. I don't know why they said that. I don't know if they thought maybe they wouldn't have time to pull it off, but so they just did as much as they could, calling it a staged production, and then got done with everything and didn't change what they called it. I don't know. That was a once-in-a-lifetime experience because Jan McArt is gone, and I will not be working with her again, but that was special. I got paid, I got to work with her, I got to do a musical again. So I got to be, over the course of 2 musicals, the same musical, got to do 2 different parts. So that was great. I'd like to do Paint Your Wagon again. I really like it. So how did I get to Paint Your Wagon from Peter Cetera? I'm not sure. But it seems to me that Peter Cetera is one of those people who has had a successful career without any gossip. I don't know of any gossip. I don't know really anything about him. So that leads me to believe he's probably married to the same woman for a while and has a couple kids, because there's nothing weird that I know about him at all. Or I don't want to say weird, there's no details that are gossip worthy. So anyway, that was my thoughts on whatever came on the radio as I'm driving to work on this cold Monday morning, but very sunny in South Florida. We've reached 11 minutes and 15 seconds, so that is the installment for this time.